righty, we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have Jeffrey back, which is really exciting.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back, Jeffrey.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We were just talking backstage. You were, it was a radio show you were on? What was that?
On Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yes, it was a radio show slash YouTube show with Cheryl Murphy and Kelly Eckhart called Seeing Transformed Lives something. Anyway, it was awesome. It's in my YouTube channels. The recording is there.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'd seen it on your social media, which is a bit of a win because I don't go on social media all that much. So when I do, it's like I feel like those things will show up, and so I caught it. I got to see it live, so it was good.
They are wonderful. Cheryl and Kelly together are just an absolute blast.
Yeah, their energy is really balanced one another, and then you brought your energy to it. It was great. It was really great. I could see why they I think they had said that they had you on before, and of course they invited you back. Yeah, it was good. It was nice.
It was fun.
Go check it out. It's on Jeffrey's YouTube channel, which is
Jeffrey Peck Medium.
That's it. And are we double streaming? You did the thingy. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So great. Well, we're excited to be here. Life is happening. We were just talking backstage, and life is happening for both of us. And I'm sure lots of you can relate with.
Life is totally happening. Oh my God.
Full moons and eclipse and retros and
hospital visits.
Right?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Whew. Life happens. So yeah, I think we're all in that together. So tonight, y'all, what we're going to do is we're actually going to save the mediumship for another night. So what we're going to focus on, because here's the thing, I'll speak for me, it's a different energy working in that. And sometimes it's actually a little bit hard to go back and forth for me in that type of energy. So what we decided is that we will do mediumship another night.
Mediumship.
Totally. So we are open to psychic questions. If you have things that are lost, I know that we were tuning into some of that last time we were together. If you have spiritual questions, messages from your guides and angels, opening up to those 100% of love and light realms. The animals like to work with me. I know Jeffrey works with the animals as well. So yeah, you can go ahead. If you ask a question, please put it into capitals, would be wonderful. And if you could be a little more specific than not, would be super helpful. We can tune in quick and try to get to as many as we can. So, and thanks everybody for being here. If you have not checked out Jeffrey's channel, do head over there. The channel is in the description below. Go and check out his channel. Speaking of your channel, what's that? Is there intention to do more stuff on your channel?
Oh, absolutely. I've got a lot of great interviews lined up over this next month, and I'm going to start my own lives in June. I absolutely decided that. So get ready. You're going to come with me. You might be my first.
I love it.
I need my training wheels with me.
I'm a yes. June, perfect. So yes. So yeah, go over, subscribe. Are you trying to? Oh no, that was weird. Okay, the star thingy wasn't working. Anyways, we got it figured out. Yeah, so go over there, subscribe to his channel so that you don't miss any of his upcoming stuff. For those of you that are new to Jeffrey, he has a wonderful podcast called Something Super Spiritual. Is that right?
That's it. Something Super Spiritual.
So yeah, check that out. Available on all of the podcasting platforms. And I was a guest, which was super fun.
And it's on YouTube. You can watch the video of the interview as well.
So great. Yeah, I had a great time. It was wonderful. All right, getting lots of questions. So this is good. Jeffrey, you go ahead. If you want to choose the first one, I'm just going to star away a few more.
Oh, okay. So they're the blue ones, right?
Yeah, if you go to the start on the right, the drop down menu will come there and you will see the questions. Thanks everybody for being here.
Yeah.
Happy Friday.
Okay,
Awesome.
Terry T.
Oh, I saw this question. Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the first ones, and I have been there.
Mhm.
That's a really, really difficult space to be in because it's such a personal choice as to when you are able to come out. There are so many factors layered into all of that for so many of us in different ways, right? In different ways. And I'll speak for myself. There came a point when none of it mattered anymore.
Mhm.
Absolutely none of it mattered. All of that, which I was afraid of, none of it mattered. And then I basically just blew the doors down. And one morning, I sat down on my floor with my legs up on the wall. I was upside down. I had my phone with me, the old, attached to the wall. And I called every single person in my contact. And that day, I was on the phone for like 6 hours straight, and I told everybody. So you will find a partner. I'm just going to tell you that. I absolutely feel that is in the field. I want to encourage you to continue to do the work for yourself as that comes to you. It feels like there are still some walls up, the walls of fear that we create for ourselves, and those will come down when you're ready. And it's not anything that anybody can say, oh, just do that, oh, just do this, or just do that. Kevin, do you agree? It is purely on your own time. Your spirit will guide you. Your guardians, your guides will guide you, and you'll know. You will absolutely know. But I want to tell you, absolutely, you will be living an entirely new life when it's all over with. And you'll probably think to yourself, why did I wait so long? I did. What was I so afraid of? It absolutely gets better. 100%.
Yeah. I love that share, Jeffrey. On the other side of that fear is the joy and the celebration. And what I know in the absolute is that spirit wants us to be in our full self-expression. And so in my own way, I can relate to that hesitation and the timing and looking at it that I owed the world something in explanation of who I am. And I realized on the other side of coming out, I just owed that to myself. And so it takes something. And so what that looks like for you, I would encourage you to step into that. And it's so beautiful. I pulled 2 cards and they want you to know that you are safe in that.
Oh.
In your full expression, you are safe in that, and there is abundance there. So, in your truth, in your self-expression, it will be met with love. And the rest of it, we don't have to really even spend too much energy in. So spirit is saying for you that yes, there's love on the other side of this. And so when it's right for you, be in that truth, be in that self-expression. And I know this community is probably echoing what spirit is saying, what Jeffrey and I are saying, and know that you are loved and not alone in this. So
100%.
And thank you for stepping into the courage of asking this.
I was just going to say that too. Absolutely. There are other people that are going to see this that are in the same place that we've been, and you are right now. And I want to tell you, I struggled and struggled with everything, with work, with relationships, and I mean friendships, you know, family relationships. I struggled. After I let all of that go and I broke the chains, it was like a rocket ship. I was on an upward trajectory straight up. And I feel that for you too. That is so releasing on so many levels.
Yeah.
And we're here for you. If you have any questions, any concerns, anything you want to talk about between now and then, we're here for you.
I love that. Thank you, Jeffrey. All righty. Just starring away. Yeah, it's so interesting, Ness. I just saw your comment, and I think that struggle, it's there for a lot of people. Another card that I pulled, and I didn't, it was the third one, was about clearing our energy. Just being in that is so freeing. And I was thinking about like what Jeffrey said about like just not caring anymore. And I think I would add to that is that we have this ability to care so deeply for ourselves, and being in that truth, it is kind of not caring so much about all of the external and all the people and what that's going to look like. And the truth is there will be impact, and where we place our focus and our attention on is what will kind of like support and feed us back. So what I'm suggesting, what I'm encouraging is that you be in your self-expression. And that goes for everybody, because love, that is love, and that is spirit. And so because you are both of that, what that will bring to you and attract will be more of that. So yeah, thank you so much for being here and asking that.
Yeah, thank you, Terry.
Okay. And thanks everybody for joining. I'm going to unstar that because I'll get drawn back to it. So funny. All righty. This guy here. Okay, this sounds familiar. Betsy D, did we read for her about Reiki, or is this just a share? Because this feels familiar, and I maybe you share. I don't know. I feel so connected to this in a way. Yes, congratulations.
I know. Anytime I get a message that I hear somebody is being drawn to the Reiki, it just lights me up. It is spreading, and the healing that is happening by all of us making this decision and going this direction. I did it in 2006. I know Kevin did it, and my friend Sue, she's on here. I saw her somewhere. Hi, Sue. Sue just did it a couple weeks ago. And yeah, congratulations. It will change your life.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got so excited. I can hardly contain it. I heard energy of mom. So your mother, I feel like she's working with you, and there's just this immense amount of pride and support, like her cheering you on in this decision, and you're going to knock your own socks off. And to say that, as I was connecting with your mother's energy, a mother's love card came out of that deck. I heard the pull card. So this is big, Betsy D. This is so good. I'm so excited for you.
Look at this.
Yeah. What is that one?
Can you see it? How do I?
The study card?
Study.
If you put your hand behind.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
How apropos.
Yeah. I think this is okay. There's more. So I feel like would you understand your mom in the spirit world, Betsy D? Mother's energy, either way, and that it's going to open up your mediumship abilities as well, is what she's saying. So there's if you've been in question or acknowledging your own mediumistic ability, this is going to unfold another several layers to that. So yeah, when you put your hands on people, yes, healing, and also spirit communication for you.
It'll open you up even more, 100%.
All righty. You can choose the next, Jeffrey, if you like.
Oh. Oh, you know what? I'm not even going to read them. I'm just going to click.
Sounds good to me.
Timmy J. I've been in a bit of a tough spot. Any messages from my guides, especially regarding my career?
Timmy J, been in a tough spot.
Yeah.
Guys, okay, yeah.
Well, I absolutely feel like that you're in the midst of a transition. It feels like you're in the midst of a transition, not only just with your career, but it feels like there's another area in your life that it's been like the two have been riding together simultaneously, a little bit of struggle. And the career, I get this feeling that there has been almost like a ceiling that's been placed on you, and you haven't been able to move any farther. You're just kind of like at the end of that road. It feels like that there is a shift coming up with that, but it also feels like that there is a level of, like, it might be scary. Changing jobs is always scary. Let's be clear. But this card also that came up for you is the Courage card. And it feels to me like there's a shift in all of this towards the end of the summer is what I want to say. I feel like it's towards the end of the summer. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah. I pulled the adversity card, and so I inquired about that. And it's like, this feels really pivotal in your life, and it feels attached to many different things. How you come into this and your self-esteem around it is one of the layers they're saying. And so I pulled the perseverance card and the purpose card, and I feel like you're in this transition of really making big decisions in okay, the wandering path. That's interesting. As far as what direction you want to go. And so that feels really good. So this is one of those moments where they're not showing you too far out, because they're assisting and supporting for you to really be in your truth of where you want to go. So they're letting you create this. And so sometimes when they kind of like, almost like assist us by pushing the brakes on, and we're just with all the feelings of it, it's to encourage us to go where we want to go. And so they're saying that, it feels like it's like one of the contemplations that you might have is a total career change. It wouldn't surprise me that it's like you're thinking, I want to do a 180, and you get to decide that. So this feels really big, Kimmy J. And it does feel good. It's like they're showing the brightness of the sun. So that kind of end of summer, things will look and feel different in a really great way. So that perseverance, stay with that. Stay with that, Kimmy.
And you're really blessed throughout this transition. Enchantment. So the enchantment card came up for you. So in spite of all of this looking difficult or scary, it's almost like you don't have to really try very hard. It's like you're just making the decision that now is the time for something new, something that you're worth, something that you deserve, something that you've wanted. It's like Kevin was saying, the perseverance in just that is going to lead you in the direction that Spirit is nudging you.
All right. Thanks, Kimmy J. Okay. Was it my turn?
I think you picked that one. I just clicked on one. All right, here we go.
Go for it. Yeah.
Clarissa. Hi, Clarissa. Do my guides have any messages for me on how to deal with my kid's father, please?
Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's so interesting. Angel card. Go ahead, Jeffrey, if you.
All right. So the first thing that popped into my head was carefully. It feels like you're walking on ice, thin ice with him. It feels like one of those situations where no matter what we do with the best of intentions, one of those things where we can't just do anything right. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you can't win for losing. And I want to encourage patience and really doing your best to not react, as difficult as that may be. I don't have kids, but I went through a divorce, and I know firsthand what it means to react, because that was the most difficult period in my life. So do your best to be conscious about how you respond to these correspondences with him. I want to tell you that you are being watched, you are being guided. You're pay attention to the signs. They're all around you. And also the support card. Okay. So you've got a ton of support. You're being guided, and I want to say it feels like this may get a little bit easier in about a year. It feels like about a year out. It feels like something else is going to get his attention. He's going to be busy with other work or another relationship, or there's something else that's going to keep him occupied where it'll be less fiery. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's interesting. And what do you want me to say? So they highlighted the battle, and so around him, it just feels like this battle in some ways around, and they almost want to go to him personally in what he deals with, and so they're surrounding that with like compassion and empathy. And so I'm not sure, and you don't have to share to what he deals with on his own. But what's really great about this is I'll go to the place where Jeffrey kind of ended, which is there's an epiphany that happens for him. So I wrote that down around the choices, and this feels in his own timing. That things will change on his end, so that things don't seem to be such a battle. And there's this coming together. Something that was really interesting that they said was that as we're nurturing children, we have this ability to nurture our inner child. And there's been this theme of the inner child. And so that's really beautiful and powerful. That might speak to you, that might speak to him, that might speak to both of you. But you, in your energy, how you advocate for those children, it's beautiful. And so the reaction part of it and what that looks like can be the upset. And so they're really wanting to remind you that you have choice around that. So sometimes it's like, it is, we do react. I mean, we've all been there. But if you can push the pause button, they're saying, and then just be with your choice of what you want that to look like. You're powerful in that way. So I do feel things getting easier as time goes on. This kind of coming together where you feel like you're both working for the same outcome, which is the best interest of the children. So again, a little bit left over, and that was the other card, was that fell out again, was the perseverance in this. And so yeah, hope that helps, Clarissa.
Big hugs with you, Clarissa.
Yeah. All righty. I shall choose this one here. I think we've read this. Where did I start? I went back to Kimmy J's. Oh shoot, I didn't do it. I'm sorry. I'll wait to see it again. Oh, there it is. Okay. We had read on this one, I think, named my cousin Sally during a channeling session, April 22nd. I was overwhelmed at the time by my Nana coming through that I didn't ask if Sally has passed and has a message for me. If Sally has passed. Oh, interesting. I don't remember this one to the details of, maybe I'm not understanding the question. If she has passed? Yeah, I don't actually remember that part of it. Or maybe that's just worded wrong. Does that make sense to you, Jeffrey, or no?
I think she's unclear if Sally is either here in life or if she has passed. And if she's passed, she's wondering if there's a message for her.
Oh, interesting. Okay. They're making me aware that sometimes when we make when spirit makes reference to names, so if your grandma's in the spirit world, that she could have referenced someone here or in spirit as well. So sometimes in that they will place an awareness to the people that are still here. So I don't know. I'm not connecting with her right now. With Sally, so I don't know. I'm curious if you know if she is here or in the spirit world. You asked me who Sally was, and I said she's my cousin. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get the information that she's in the spirit world.
Oh,
So.
David says Sally has passed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my mediumship is kind of that switch is turned off for the day, so I'm not able to.
Yeah. But let's give her a message. Let's do that, please. Let's just do that. Bring a message for you. Oh, speaking of a message, that's so funny. Message in a bottle.
Signs.
The signs, that's so interesting. Yeah. I feel like you've got big decision coming up, Michelle, where it's like this energy of like new life, new beginnings, just something really big that you're on the verge of. And it feels okay. More in your own self-expression. That's really interesting. What is that?
That's rich. That's feeling like she's on the edge of something new, the precipice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the brilliant idea card is showing that this is new endeavor, so supported. But Michelle, you are definitely receiving signs. You're receiving signs from your loved ones in spirit. We all do.
Oh, that's interesting. This week I submitted my children's manuscript to
There
a
it
national
is.
competition. Good stuff. All right. Let us know how that goes. Jeffrey, do you want to choose the next one?
Yeah, I'm just aiming for a blue one.
Do it.
Heather. Hi, Heather.
Heather McDonald. Isn't she a comedian, Heather McDonald?
Yes, she is.
Oh, she's funny. I like that.
Any guidance about animal communication? I feel like I'm connecting differently, hearing, knowing things. Yes.
Yeah.
If you feel like you are,
Yeah.
then you are.
Yeah.
If you feel like you're sensing unusual,
Yeah.
it's really hard to describe, and you feel like, what, did I imagine that? Did I dream that? No. You are receiving messages. There's a lot of so looking at you, Heather, there's a lot of I believe that you're pretty clairvoyant. I think Claire, your seeing is activated. Let's be clear. We're all running on all cylinders. Some of us are stronger than the others. I feel like you're seeing and you're hearing. There's a big sense of you receiving these flashes of these messages. The animals they're telepathic with us. You know, they communicate with us telepathically. So you are definitely feeling and picking up on that energy.
Yeah. I'll just add to that the doubt card. And what they're saying about that is when you're in the energy of that doubt, it makes it, we kind of like, it creates a little bit more distance, if you will. And so stepping into it and being in the trust of that, you're definitely an empath, and the relationship around your ability to communicate. Let go of the doubt part. So step into it. And they're taking me back to something that I just shared with Jeffrey before we started. They're saying that sometimes we can be impatient. And so I'm going to give you an example of me being impatient, because I asked for a sign and I communicate with the animals and I call upon them for medicine, confirmation, validation most days. And so just the day before yesterday, I was going through something and I asked, I was specific. I said, I'm going to go outside. Can I please have validation to what I was just picking up from a blue jay? So I live in the wilderness and there are like owls and ravens and crows and robins and hummingbirds and you name it. People come up here to actually take in the birds. And so, like bird watching. And so I step out the front door and I'm like, I'm hearing the hummingbirds, I'm hearing the other Tweety birds and this and that. And I'm like, I wait there maybe, I don't know, 3-4 minutes. And I'm like, no blue jay. Okay, I was wrong. Close the door, go inside. My dog needs to go pee. So I go from the one side of the house to the other side of the house, go out onto the patio, and I kid you not, I sit down, and within 3 seconds, a blue jay comes and lands on my fence and staring at me, maybe 12 feet away, and is screaming at me. I have it on video. I even videoed it. And I was like, thank you so much. So the point that Spirit is trying to make from this is that allow the timeline to be a little bit longer sometimes, where we want it instantly. But if we pause, and that takes trust to be in that energy, the signs will come for you. So without a doubt, you have the ability for that communication. Yeah, and it's just going to continue. The more you step into the practice of it and the trust of it, they're saying it'll continue to unfold for you, Heather. So hope that helps. All righty, my turn.
Yep.
Sounds good. Nayrod. May I have a card? You may. You may. Oh, and that's interesting. The horse. No mistake there. Thank you, Spirit. Interesting in the profile picture. So good. Yeah.
So Nayrod, you are being reminded and to be let known that you have an answered prayer
Mhm.
that is on your mind. Answered prayers, you know, those are always, here's the thing. We ask, right? We ask. And we ask for what we think we want or need. What we think we need. And that's it. Asking for what is in our best and highest good might not look like what we believe we need in that moment. So when we ask for a prayer that doesn't come from the ego, when it comes from the soul prayer is asking for what is best in this struggling, this challenging situation. What is best in my best and highest good? It might not look like we think it needs to look.
Mhm.
We might be asking for a certain situation to manifest, or a certain thing to manifest, a job to manifest, whatever. That might not be in our highest good. So that no is an answered prayer. It's not what we want to hear in that moment. But when we say those prayers, I want to encourage you to really go from the space of the very core of your spirit, aligned directly with your soul, and asking for what is best in this, your best and highest good. And then not to have any expectations as to the timing of the outcome, like Kevin was talking about earlier. That's a big piece. You know, we want it now. We want it in 3 or 4 minutes. Sometimes it doesn't come for 3 or 4 weeks. Oh my gosh, this card, divine timing.
Right? Totally. Yeah. It's so funny. I'll just add to that. The card was the seen beyond. So in that timeline, and according to our preference, our wants and our needs, and in that, the follow up was the suggestion of stillness. And so, whatever that looks like for you, your mindfulness practice, your meditation, your I don't know, going for a walk, however you create that stillness, the feeling of stillness. Is a beautiful channel for us to be in our communication. And that goes for everybody. It raises our vibration so that we are in a place to receive. So we're not, here's the other thing that they want us to remember is that we're not going to miss anything that we're supposed to get. So if we can remind ourselves of that when we think like, oh, I'm missing, or I didn't get it, or like, no, we will always get what we're supposed to get as far as those messages. So invite to step into the stillness, Nayrod. And this is so kind. I love this, David. Thank you for being here. I feel like there are a band of angels here now in the stream. They're watching, and I hear joy and giggling. They recognize both of your intuitive talents. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Recognize you in
I
that.
agree. Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, completely.
A beautiful observation. I love the angels.
And the card that came up for David with that particular comment was actually Archangel Michael.
Oh, so good.
Apropos.
Yeah, mic drop. Get it? Mic drop.
Thank you, Heaven.
Oh, so beautiful.
Okay. I'm gonna aim for one.
Do it. Hi, Debbie. Freebird Spirit. Nice to see you.
Tangi. When you have clients who want to speak to relatives who have passed, can you always communicate with them? If not, do you know why some souls don't show up? Oh my goodness gracious.
Didn't you just say, like, have this conversation?
You know, I think I talked about it Wednesday on
they brought me back there. I was going to choose this one too.
Oh my gosh. So here's the thing. This is the most frustrating question.
Yeah.
In all of my experience over the last 15 years. No, we cannot always talk with them. If they don't show up, no. And where are they? Why aren't they here? That is a mystery. I wish any of us had that answer. Mm-hmm. But here's what I know. I know from the very core of who I am that there is an intelligence to spirit that we cannot wrap our human brains around. There's a reason they come through when they come through, the timing that they come through. There might be there might be somebody that this person needs to run into here first that we wouldn't know. And that person in front of us might not know at that moment either. You know, like I think I said the other night, grief can be a big block. Grief, we have these walls when we are in the throes of grief, and it's horrible. It's torture. It's the worst. Let's be clear. It's the worst. And we don't mean to block ourselves. We're not doing it on purpose. It's just, we're just so caught up in the pain that maybe, just maybe, the person in front of us who's caught up in the grief might meet somebody who is in the same boat, that might have some advice, some love, they have the manual. They've been through it already, right? They have the manual, and they can help walk this person through those initial deep stages of grief. As that happens, the walls start coming down, or they get a little thinner and a little thinner, and they start to recognize, and there's a whole lot of trust that comes in when working with spirit, especially with mediumship. It's an answer that I wish we had. But again, we've got to trust that there's an intelligence that we just can't know as we sit here and have this conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a deep one. It's like, it's a big conversation. So maybe we should go into it deeper in the conversation in a video of its own, because there's so many thoughts around it. And what I do know is that we sometimes put this distance of how close or how far they are. What I do know is that energy is energy. And so that distance, they say, is not really important. We make it important sometimes, but that they're here and we're there. We have this ability to be in connection. And then the intelligence of when it doesn't come to when you're talking mediumship, spirit communication, there's different parts to it. There's one part the medium, there's one part spirit, and then there's one part the sitter. And so what I've had the awareness of, and they're making me aware of this right now, is that there's been some times where it's almost like spirit wants us to say, can you come back in 3 to 6 months, because these things almost need to happen before we are in this communication. That's one example of why sometimes we're just not able to be in that communication in this very moment, if you will. Yeah, I don't feel like there's any thoughts or feelings around it being that they don't want to, or that we've done something wrong. I feel like it's just, it's love. So that's always there, and they're here to be in that support. And there's reasons that sometimes will be discovered down the road. And maybe sometimes they won't. So, but I do know that the coming together for when you're specifically speaking of someone, reaching out to a medium, that there's reason in that why we've made that connection. So, yeah, this is a layered one. It's a beautiful question.
Totally. I've got a really quick story that will also give you another example as to we might not know why until in this particular sitting, my sitter, I didn't know this up front. She was really hoping to hear from her dad. But she didn't. Her grandmother came through, one of her grandmothers, and this grandmother was one of her favorite people on the planet. And she'd been gone for 25 years, one of her favorite people. And she laughed, and we laughed, and the grandmother laughed. All the evidence was amazing. And it was just so, her essence was here. After her grandmother was stepped aside, she was really hoping it was going to be her dad. It wasn't her dad. It was her other grandmother. Now, her other grandmother, most hated person in the whole family. This grandmother was so abusive and mean with her words, mean with her actions, just horrible. And my sitter has taken and held on to the burden of that pain, the resentment, the anger, that weight for 20 plus years. Okay. She almost wasn't going to listen to her. I said to her, if you don't want to listen to her, if you have nothing to say, it's totally okay. You just let me know. She sat and she thought about it for a minute. And she said, no, I'll hear what she had to say. The grandmother acknowledged all of that pain that she caused, all of the abuse that she acknowledged with her and other members of the family. It was widespread within the family. It was everybody. She just was really unhappy in life and miserable and suffered with addictions. You know, I mean, she was just caught up and in the spin cycle of her own pain. Could not come out of it. Now, afterwards, my sitter was just like, I can't even believe this. She said, I never once in the history of my life ever thought I would be willing to sit and listen to this woman. And she said, I was so desperately hoping to hear from my dad. And she said, and now I understand why he didn't come through. She said, I needed to hear from her first. I needed to let this go. And she said, I'm not sure I can let it go right now, but I'm processing this and a lot of it is already being released. So that in itself is an example of the intelligence of spirit.
Yeah.
And you know, the next time she comes, her dad will probably be here, like, boom, banging down the doors.
Such a good share. And here's some other things. And this is, sometimes they say that we know the answer to it, and that the medium actually doesn't. So what knowing we have of ourself in that, our own intuition, which is stuff about ourself. So this one, Carolyn, it said, I have been waiting for my son Michael to contact me, but Kevin picked up on his friend coming through. I have too much pain. And that is one of the reasons why people don't. Sometimes in the grief, there can be this, I don't want to say barrier, but this energy of timing. And so that's another reason. And then there was another one where, let's see. Yeah, I think these are all plausible reasons. That is one potential reason is a deceased soul doesn't show up because they might be they might be reincarnated. It's interesting how things.
So with regard to that reason, I want to explain how my perception of spirit. Okay. No, if they do decide to come back, it's not their entire soul. So the way that I look at a soul is omnipresent. A soul is omniscient. A soul we can't even wrap our brains around it, right? This is how I envision it in my 3D earthly brain. I look at the soul like a hard drive of a computer. And in that hard drive, we've lived all these lives, and each lifetime is a little file folder. Within the files is all of the experience in each lifetime. So when we are here living our life, a small fraction of our soul is here. The majority of it is still in spirit. So if somebody does decide to come back here, that aspect of their personality that we knew in life here is still there. They're still in spirit. Their soul is still there. So yeah, that's the way I view it. I haven't experienced any evidence with regard to that. Like we would know, you know, if they were absolutely reincarnated, but that's my experience with spirit so far.
Love it. Great conversation.
I love this conversation tonight.
Do you want to choose the next one?
Oh,
or do you want me to? I'll do it.
You're there. Yeah, you're there.
Ness is asking, will I finish my creative writing project by the next eclipse, October 14th? What do my guides say? Will I finish the creative writing project by the next eclipse?
Well, I'm feeling a yes. I'm feeling that you will, but I'm feeling like it's going to be a focus. It's going to be not a challenge to focus, but it's like going to be right up to the line. You're going to be working on it, and like you're going to go back and change things here and there the closer you get towards the end. But I do feel like that it's very We've got serenity and truth and integrity.
Mm.
So I'm going to go right back to what I said with regard to the truth and integrity. It's like the closer you get to the end, it's like you're recognizing some points that you'll want to rewrite, like shift just a little bit. It's not like you're going to add a bunch more, but some things are going to be changing right up to that next eclipse.
They're highlighting this like they called it a growth spurt. Where you actually, I feel like it's actually going to finish a quite, how do I say this? Quite before, like way before. That's what I'm trying to say. Way before. I feel like you're going to, because they brought me back to one of the questions about the stillness. They brought me in, I think it's the swan that was on it. You being in that place, I feel like it's an opportunity for you to be in the channel of some newness around it that will ignite this kind of growth spurt energy where your completion will happen before that date. So it's like the potential that they're focusing on is an absolute yes, Ness. Absolute yes. The questions that you have about it, they're saying that in your stillness, ask in that and you will hear the answer to the questions. Because I feel like you've got a couple questions around it that you will hear the answer in that. All righty. Absolutely. Okay, sounds good. And Debbie, yes, totally. I just wanted to put that up there.
Yeah.
I find when a soul doesn't come forward, there's always a higher purpose. The message that comes through is the one that needs to in that moment of time. Absolutely. Well said, Debbie. I agree.
Definitely.
All righty. Did I choose that one?
I want to put this one up.
Sure.
So LB says, has spirit expressed to either of you how long it actually takes in years before they reincarnate? My answer to that is no. Spirit has not told me. However, I have had such an intense seeking knowledge for all things spirit. I have watched so many documentaries and read so many documentaries on the reincarnation, and a lot of the doctors around the country who are seriously studying reincarnation, especially with these children. We see these stories about these children that are coming in and they have experienced life in the, in World War II. So that's less than 100 years. There are so many unknowns here's the thing with spirit. I don't believe that there are any black and whites with the exception of love. Love is always the answer to any question. And all you need is love. So answers saying yes or no to any certain amount of time frames. Time here on Earth, we need it to be linear so we know how to get from day to day and to appointment, right? There's no time there. And who knows what it's like in another dimension, another universe, So.
That's, as you're saying, universe, wondrous universe. I've never been told the answer per se. But when we think about time and this ability to be in the past, present, and future simultaneously makes me consider that we have multiple lives going on at the same time. Mm-hmm. So if we're looking at reincarnation, perhaps there is actually no time that's actually attached to that, is what they're kind of making me aware of in this moment. and I would like to
Yeah.
explore that more. So Spirit, let's continue this.
It's true. You know, with quantum physics is proving that like time, everything past, present, future is all happening now
Yeah.
to the very like core of the atom or subatomic whatever, you know. So yeah, there's something to that.
Yeah, Suzanne, that's interesting. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing when we just go into the absolute of something, then it's like, okay, then there's this other consideration. Yeah, which like why put time around it is kind of what they were just saying um and I love it when they're humorous, because they're making me want to laugh around this because they're like, oh, you humans.
I love what Ness said. Look at this. You can almost smell the bread you're going to make 2 years from now. It's so true.
And it's already rising.
Right.
Totally. Yeah, totally. We've already proofed it. So good. Yeah. All righty. I'm gonna choose. Okay, this one we've already done. Kathy.
Kathy.
All the cats on there. Hello, Kevin and Jeffrey. Do my spirit guides have a message for me? Am I on the right path? Absolutely. That's a yes. It's like, yeah. What's that saying? Like, count the ways? What's that? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the second part of it. Like, something, count the ways.
Somebody will write it down.
Yeah, totally. Help us. Family, help us. Count thy ways. It's like,
So Kathy, yes, the answer is absolutely yes. I feel that from an absolute affirmative. The card that came up for you is the Phoenix transmutation, and this is showing us that you are in the process of your own, I guess I want to say you're becoming a butterfly again, a different butterfly. You know, it feels like you've already been a couple butterflies, but there's this growth and expansion that it feels like that you are in the midst of as well.
It's like they put their hand out in this gesture for you to acknowledge being in the receive because you're in such service and in contribution. They want you to also be in that receive. So your abilities, I feel your clairvoyance is really heightening, and it's this. I don't know if you classify your guides as angelic. Some people just around that, but the angelic realm, there's therapy there for you. And so your ability, because of your vibration in the communication with angelic realm as guides, there is invite there. What are you showing me? What is that? They're bringing me to your throat chakra. I'm like, why are you putting that? So they, okay, I get it. They were in this. I could see that there was something in the hand, and I'm like, okay. And then they placed this necklace on you, and it got tighter and tighter. And I was like, oh my goodness. So in it, they were drawing attention to your throat chakra. So there's activation in that. Again, going back to the self-expression, just being in that expression. Kathy, there is, okay, the communication. Yeah, angelic. Okay, I get it. So they're really working with you. Like count the ways, count the way. I get it now why they were saying that. They're just showing you so much. So you just drawing your focus. We get to control that. So sometimes it's just like there's so much that it can be a bit of overwhelm. So you narrowing that down. So your focus on it is what they're having you consider.
And to go back to what you said earlier, Kevin, you mentioned something about being receptive in a state of receiving.
Mm.
The card that came up was meditation.
Oh yeah.
That is definitely seconds.
Wonderful. And thank you, Rondaroo. That's so kind of you. So kind. Rondaroo. Always makes me smile. Rondaroo. Do you want to choose the next?
Yeah. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. That's what
yes.
Mary
Oh my
Hernandez
gosh.
Walker says. Thank you, Mary.
That's what they were saying. So good. So good. Thank you for that. Wiki.
Oh, Starhawk said that.
How do
And
I love
Anja.
you?
Yep.
Let me count the
And
ways. Yeah.
Linda.
Oh, so good.
Okay.
Exactly.
Looking for blue. Looking for blue.
That is so good. Go ahead. I'm going to put this up there really quick.
Okay.
How do I lovely? Let me count the ways to the breadth and the depth and the height of my soul can count when out of sight.
Can I have a card?
Can I have a card? Yes, you can. Well done.
Yes. That's awesome. Thank you, Jay Kerr.
That was incredible. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I get it. So the energy, I don't need a card. They're just showing me because we talked about the animals. So the animal, the energy of the elephant, in that wisdom is coming back to you. They're saying, so you've learned from the past and your experiences. And so you bringing that, awareness, it feels like, within your experience that there's, stuff coming up that you are, you're just so much, you're so resilient in this is the energy. So you're, learning from the past with the medicine of the elephant, feels really good. You're unwavering in this. So whatever, you've come up against because of that learning, acknowledge yourself in that. They're like pat yourself on the back. It's like the trunk went around and patted on the back. It's this acknowledgement for, kind of where you've been and what you've been through, and you're unwavering, like the energy of the elephant. So good. And so they're extending it to other people in the grounding. If we're feeling if we're feeling that we're wavering, to unwaver, bring in the energy of the elephant. It instantly will help us, to be in our grounding, especially now with all the moons and retros and, eclipses and all of that energy. Thank you to the elephant. So
yeah, the elephant is family oriented. The family is the elephant is very protective. The elephant is very loyal, and not to mention extremely intelligent. And I pulled a card right as you started speaking. The first word out of your mouth was energy, and it's the energy card, the free spirit. So there is an absolute free spirit about you, Jay Kerr, that is a little more outside the box than the typical, like a little bit of a black sheep energy. And there's also energy around you in a way that you're a healer. You're a healer with your words. You're a healer with your hands. It just radiates from you, but it also radiates from your words. Go ahead. Sorry.
Because they brought me, when you said healer, did that picture have, she had fire in her hands, the heat? Did it?
Oh, the lady. Oh, I already put it back.
Spirit.
Yeah, I already put it back.
Find it. They're like, find it.
Please hold.
No pressure. Find it. Oh my gosh. They went back to the card and it was like this, the fire in her hand. Yeah, there is healing there.
Do you understand that about yourself, Jay Kerr? Do you know that you're a healer? I feel like you do.
Interesting.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Is Good it?
Eye. Yep.
Oh, Spirit, thank you. Oh, yes. So good. Yeah. Well, there we go. What does she say? Thanks, guys. And Elizabeth, yes, I'm learning. The elephant in the room, totally woohoo. Getting ass kicked. So outside the box.
Oh, retired MD. Of course she's a healer.
Wow.
Or he's a healer, sorry.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. How are you doing, Jeffrey?
I'm good. I'm real good. I'm so much better than I have been all week. Thank you. It's everybody here and it's you and yeah.
Well, we all love you. People were asking about you. They like us together.
Thank you. Thank you.
So good.
Me too.
Yeah, it's great. I love reading with you. So thank you. And I can't wait to read on your channel.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Yeah. Thank you, Ness. That's so kind of you. Bless you. Sorry, am I choosing or are you? Did I choose an
Oh, don't
like,
mind me. I'm out of
together. We interrupt this program. Go ahead, Jeffrey. You choose the next one.
All right. All right. Looking for blue. Okay, blue. All right, Jean. This was
Jean Christensen.
This was 6:43, so that was a little while ago.
Jean, are you still here with us?
Is my financial situation going to improve soon, or have I been scammed by false hope in my investment recommended by my son's friends?
So for entertainment purposes only, let's see. I heard car instantly, Rhonda. I heard car. And Jean is still here. Wonderful. I heard car. I heard car. And who's Michael, Rhonda? Jay Kerr, thank you so much. All right. Jean, I'm tuning into this.
I want to say, first, I feel like you did not get scammed on purpose. I don't feel like it was intentional by any stretch. And I feel like, okay, before I chose the cards, I want to tell you, first of all, I felt you were not being scammed on purpose. Second, I feel like that there is still some energy in that investment, but there's time that needs to happen. It feels like there is, it's like, it's almost like it feels like it's winter time for this investment, but yet the next season, spring, is right around the corner. So anyway, the cards that I pulled for you were comfort. So it falls in line with my, trust that you were not scammed on purpose, and then the divine timing. So it just feels like it's winter time with regard to that particular investment.
Yeah, I got the doubt card and they said to read the message actually on it. And so it says, I release the need to know all the answers. And so that energy, there is a bit of course, concern in it. And it's not a place where they're wanting you to spend a lot of time in that energy. And what they're surrounding you with is the energy of love, of course. And Jeffrey simplified that for us, that it is all love. Love is all we need. And expecting the unexpected in this. And I pulled a timeline card that you will have clarity kind of in the next 3 months to what this really looks like. And yeah, they're just saying you're able to place your the amount of energy where you want to in this, and so maybe you would understand that, but it does not feel deliberate. Like I don't feel like it was deliberate, is what I'm getting. So not sure if that makes sense, but that's what's coming through.
I hope that helps, Jean.
Mhm.
Am I blurry or is it my glasses?
I think you did get blurry. Do this. Focus. Remember that show? It was like today's special, and it was like Hocus Pocus Alamogocus. I don't know. I don't know why that came. It was a mannequin, and the mannequin would come to life. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Any other Canadians? Maybe it was in the United States as well. But anyways, I babysat a lot as a child. And so I got to watch lots of, yeah, like Big Comfy Couch. And I have a memory of an elephant for things that are actually not that important. So there you have it. Oh, Cat Mama, thank you. Meow. So kind of you. All right. All righty. Maybe a couple more. 111. That's a good, interesting. Wow, that went quick.
Where are you seeing the 111?
It was the live was 111. Jeffrey's like, what is he on?
Well, I can't see. Everything's blurry.
Jeffrey, come to the light. Oh, funny. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is a love one. Speaking about love, Kelly's asking, will my new love be someone I already know or someone new? Mm. Oh, that's a strong yes. Okay, what about someone new?
Are you getting yes for somebody that she knows?
Yeah, like a
So the way that it feels for me, it feels like it's somebody that you know through a friend of yours.
Mm. Why are they showing me that? Remember, now I'm on the TV. I'm watching TV, y'all. But it was like The Price is Right, and you got to choose like showcase number 1, showcase number 2, or showcase number 3. And it feels like the timeline between these is really slim, meaning that there's potential. I actually see 3, or they're showing me 3 of the potentials, and the timeline is so like minute that the potential can be either someone that you know or someone that you don't know. And so I feel like your choice in this is leaning towards the person that you know. And it's like, who's going to make the first move? Who's going to make the first move? And so I feel like they answer your prayers.
Oh my
I feel
goodness.
like they answer your
And the
prayers.
card that I just got was miracles. You probably can't see that. Yeah.
So, yeah. So who you've been calling in answers your prayers. It feels really beautiful. And is it J name? Oh my gosh, a J name? Because I heard them say your name. I was like, J name. Oh, interesting. Okay. Let us know.
Please.
All righty. Go ahead and choose the next. Thanks everybody for being here. Actually, I'll do a little commercial. Check out Jeffrey's channel. I think he's over here. His YouTube channel is in the description box. He has a wonderful podcast. Be sure to check it out. Subscribe to his channel. Watch his podcast, Something Super Spiritual, on any of the podcast platforms. You can find it there. Can you leave a review or like comments on a podcast? Is that a thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
On the podcast platforms,
Yeah.
Spotify, Amazon, Audible, Apple. Yeah, please.
Awesome. And then to work with you one-on-one for readings, how do they go about doing that?
my website, jeffreypeck.com, jeffreypeck.com to the readings tab, and you just go to the calendar and choose the date that works for you.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Amazing. All right.
Oh, wouldn't you know, I almost picked one that we already did.
Oh, I do that too. I do that too.
Okay, Sean. Oh, this was a long time ago. 6:05. Is Sean still here?
Oh, let's see. Sean, are you still here? Thank you, Joan. That's so kind of you. Wisdom Seeker Joan says she loves us together.
Oh,
Me
thank you,
too.
Joan.
Thanks so much. Thanks for being here. She has a wonder. Joan, you're back doing more stuff on your channel. I've seen you on some other people's, but I think you're doing your channel. Let us know in the chat. And if someone could put any of the readers in the chat to put their YouTube channels in the chat, go ahead, would be lovely. All right. Do you see me traveling? Sean, I don't see you.
Sean's not coming up yet. I have another one here.
Okay, let me just pull it really quick. Extensively traveling overseas for work. Oh, I got the do it card. That's a yes card to me.
It is an absolute yes card.
Oh, and it is the yes card.
And I got the truth card, so.
Sean, it feels good. Pack your bags. Feels good.
So Linda.
Oh, Sean's here.
Oh, Sean is here. Oh, good.
Yep, feels good. I think you're a great photographer too. All righty. Linda's asking, I have been feeling very anxious lately, and it's being mirrored by my cat, who is also anxious. Yes, they do that. You know, one of the thoughts around that is that they take that energy on. Animals will do that for to assist us and support us. So clearing the animal's energy is really important. So as we clear and we cleanse our own, animals will instinctively do it on their own, but sometimes they need a little extra support if things are a little bit higher emotionally in the house. So include that.
They are so tied to us. They are so tied to us, and they are our little mirrors. They are every bit as much connected to our emotions and I've been there. I mean, I like I spoke earlier, going through that horrible divorce. My dog was equally as anxious as I was, and he's the most chill golden retriever on the planet. And he was, I noticed him taking that on, and what it did for me, it was a reminder for me to scale back. And it reminded me to be present and to breathe and to give myself Reiki and allow me to clear all of those horrible feelings out. And I'm been an anxious person my entire life. So I love that you said clearing the animals. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. It's helpful for them too, because if we go back to Louise Hay's work, the illnesses, the diseases in the body are connected to our emotional state, our mental states. The same thing with them, the same thing with them. If they are anxious and riddled with all of that anxiety and fear and, questioning like we can be, it affects their energy and their health as well. So I love that you reminded people to clear their energy too.
Oh yeah. As you're saying that, you know what to do. So Linda, in that they were just showing me some of the shuffling around the house, and it feels like, I don't know if you've changed things up or the routine has changed up, but it's like how I used to go this way, now I have to go this way. So there's some adjustment that your cat is picking up on, that I'm picking up on. And so maybe just being mindful of that. So yeah. And the clearing part.
Big hugs with you, Linda.
Jeffrey, I don't know that Bronson, thank you so much for your donation. That's so kind. If you guys listen to Ozzy Osbourne, I know who Ozzy Osbourne is. And they were like the OGs as far as reality TV. And I have to tell you, I don't watch TV, haven't for many, many years, but back in that time, oh my gosh, did I love that show. Oh my gosh, I loved it. Anyways, favorite song to listen to on Halloween?
I can't say that I know enough of his songs to.
Isn't there something about Bad Out of Hell? Or is that not?
No, that's Meatloaf.
Oh. Oh, right. Oh, so funny. Yeah. Spirit is saying the one about love. So if there's one about love, that's the one that they choose.
Exactly what we said earlier. The answer is always love.
Carolyn is saying Crazy Train.
Crazy Train, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you,
There's
Carolyn.
lots of suggestions here. Yeah, Ellie's saying Crazy Train too. So there's something there. Yep. And thank you, Joan. That's so great. Yeah, there's no charge to subscribe to a channel. And that's so funny because people do think that sometimes. So yep, it's free. Hit the subscribe. It's free for life. Free for life. All righty. Do you want to do a general? Should we end on that?
Yeah, let's end on a general.
Perfect. A collective card for everybody. Thanks everybody for being here. It's great to see you all on this Friday evening. Let's see, which deck are you saying?
I'm using my friend's deck. Sue Brassel made this sweet little deck of cards. Oh, my screen is blurry, but it's the Blue Collar Oracle.
Okay.
And they're really tiny, but they're so sweet. So
oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, so good. I get it. I get it. They were bringing me back to one of the shows that we did last week with Lisa and Debbie and JJ around the child self. And so we do a dream show and we set an intention and how it came about. And Debbie, I hope you're okay that I'm sharing this. Debbie had shared a picture of her granddaughter with me. And so from that came, Spirit said, use that. So set the intention to visit in your dreams the child self. And is there a message there? So we had a wonderful energy around that. It was a great show. I love that show. It gets better and better and I love it. And it just even gets better. But it was a really special show. And so they brought me back to, with this card, I pulled the forgiveness card. And so instantly when I saw that, they brought me back to that relationship that we have with the child self and loving that. And we were also in this energy of mother. And so again, in the shuffle, the mother card is coming out in that. So what Spirit is saying about that is through the love of a mother, and mother can be different. It can be biological, it can be other, but also in the energy of like the Mother Mary, the Divine Mother, mothering in that helps us. They're saying support that child self and to go to that place of forgiveness where some of us have, we need to revisit that is what they're saying. So forgive that child self through partly that aspect of mother's love and energy. So that's what's coming through.
And the card that came up is, I don't know if you'll be able to read this, but it says, now is the time to show some grace.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
With your message of forgiveness.
Yeah.
With forgiveness comes compassion and understanding. Looking at that child self who may have struggled so deeply. That child only knows what it knows. he or she in that moment, right? And when we show grace, we're able to understand where they were in the moment and recognize they did the best they could.
Yeah. Yeah, back to that one about I can't remember what her name was, because they're bringing back to that part about the nurture, and in that nurture for other children. It was the one about the question with the challenge with the parenting, and that through nurturing the children, we nurture our inner child, is what they want us to be reiterated. So yeah, that feels really powerful. And on the energy of this full moon and the eclipse and the retrograde, that it's a portal, they're saying, to the repair. And so forgiveness for some will be an aspect of it. So, and Mother's Day is coming up. That's so right. Yeah, next Sunday. So already the mother energy is working with us, for us all. So Jeffrey, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Thank
Always.
you, everybody, so much. I just love this community.
Yeah, wonderful people. Thank you all. Be sure to check out Jeffrey's channel, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to mine if you haven't. It is free, like Joan said. And I've opened up my bookings for, I do it 2 months at a time. So June and July, I think it's already about half full, but if you feel called to work with me, do check out my website. It is in the description box. So I still have quite a few openings. So, and what's coming up? What do you have coming up, actually, Jeffrey?
Well, I've got the lives coming up in June. You're going to start with. We just decided that.
Amazing.
Yeah, the live's coming up in June, and I've got some really great, amazing interviews lined up for this summer as well. And in fact, I just spoke with Debbie Freebird, Free Spirit, Freebird. She's so great. I adore her.
She's been here in the chat.
She's here. Hi, Debbie.
She's been here in the chat. Yeah. I wasn't sure if you made that connection, but that's I didn't want to like spoil alert, but yeah, you guys, I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, it was great.
Can't wait. All right, y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Bye for now.